sonho mudou muito, entendeu? Meu sonho antigamente era ser uma jogadora de vôlei, eu queria ser a melhor, queria, tipo assim, jogar na seleção brasileira. Agora, como a gente faz? Tudo que a gente faz é que a gente quer ser a melhor, entendeu? Eu queria ser melhor no vôlei, agora eu quero ser a melhor modelo.
Longe das passarelas, a vida íntima das modelos tem muito mais de dificuldades também do que de glamour. As que não têm família em São Paulo, por exemplo, moram em apartamentos que são alugados pelas agências onde elas trabalham, mas depois o aluguel é repartido entre essas modelos, assim como todas as outras contas. Esse aqui é um dos apartamentos da agência Elite. Vocês podem observar que é uma típica república de estudantes. Decoração simples, aqui tem uma mesa de fórmica com 2 cadeiras, cama com colchão na sala e aqui mais à esquerda um colchão com 3 almofadas. Nesse apartamento podem morar até 8 modelos, atualmente moram 4 e a Gisele Bundchen é uma delas. Gisele, eu queria que você mostrasse para mim como é seu apartamento, pode ser?
Pode ser. Esse aqui é um quarto que cabe em 4 modelos, só que não tem ninguém, por enquanto que ninguém chegou, então tá vazio, mas tá esperando as meninas chegarem. Esse aqui é o meu quarto. E aqui dorme uma menina mais velha e aqui dorme eu, uma amiga minha. E ela...
Por que você dorme embaixo?
Porque ela é mais velha, então ela escolheu a cama primeiro, ela tem prioridade.
E esse negócio aqui, cadeado no armário? Que é isso?
Porque ela tá viajando e ela tem medo que alguém mexa nas coisas dela. Se alguma menina chegar nova que ela não conheça, mexa, então ela trancou. Eu gosto do Brasil, adoro, mas eu tinha muita vontade de ir pra fora, eu tenho muita vontade, eu não vejo a hora de ir pra fora e eu acho que assim, essa carreira me dá essa oportunidade, me deu de mim ir pra fora, trabalhar lá fora. Eu pretendo ganhar também uns 40 mil por mês, pretendo tomar daqui a um tempo.
Isso é dinheirão, hein?
Ai, tomar, né?
Are you the best because of the look that you had?
Not
or
at all.
because no.
I don't think so, not at all.
Is it because what?
I think because of my personality.
Really?
Yeah. I think I've never complained, you know, I think
That's
if they
what they
said,
say.
if they say, Gisele, go there, it's below zero in a bathing suit and start jumping, and I'm like, that's what I do, you know. Hey Gisele, it's 100 degrees in the Death Valley, go shoot like, you know.
Because you want it so badly.
Because I wanted to do my best. If I choose to say yes to something, and if someone is putting their trust in me, I don't want to disappoint anybody. I'm just not that person. You know, I think I'm a person who strives to be the best that I can be. I think if I'm gonna clean my apartment, you're gonna be able to eat on the floor. I mean, I'm that person, you know what I'm saying? If
Yes,
I'm gonna
I do know what you're saying.
Whatever it is that I'm gonna make the time to do it, I'm not gonna be there if I can show up 100%. remember that, you know, that's the job of the mind, is to hold on to things and to kind of attach to things. And it's your job to say, I choose this thought and I don't choose that. And you know, because whatever you give energy to is what grows. I actually have a chapter in my book that it talks about that. It's like, you know, where your energy goes is what grows. And it's like, we have to choose where we put our energy in, because that's where we're going to manifest.
Gisele, voltando lá para o início da tua carreira, o que te levou a ser modelo? Alguém te impulsionou? Foi uma vontade própria?
Não, foi o seguinte, na realidade, eu nunca pensei em ser modelo, eu jogava vôlei e eu adorava o que eu fazia. Mas daí eu vim para São Paulo com uma excursão lá da minha cidade, eles me acharam no shopping, me convidaram para participar de um concurso e eu participei e fiquei em segundo no Brasil, em quarto no Mundial e fui ser modelo em janeiro de 95, eu vim morar em São Paulo.
Alguma meta, algum objetivo paralelo junto com a carreira de modelo?
Agora, não. Eu pretendo só, por enquanto, acho que você tem que ser... se você quiser fazer uma coisa bem feita, você tem que pegar aquela coisa e só aquilo, entendeu? Você não dá pra fazer duas coisas que você não faz bem feito nenhuma das coisas.
Because I remember when I started, and I remember going to London and doing 40 castings, and all the girls had tattoos and piercings and looked just very different than me. And people wouldn't even look at my book. They would just be like, thank you. And they wouldn't even look at my face.
Goodbye.
They would just open the first picture and I wasn't what they were looking for because I wasn't at the right time.
And
right?
when did that change? When did you know something was happening?
Queen gave me a shot.
Gave you a shot.
Gave me a chance.
And
it was a very challenging day for me, I have to say, this day, because, you know, I'm 17 years old.
You've been doing this for 3 years.
Yes, since I was 14, so I'm 17, I'm in my show season. I got so many no's, you know, it was 1998. And I remember everybody saying no, and I remember going to the casting and my queen just said, was sitting on a couch and said, walk. He gave me impossible shoes and this very tight skirt. And I just walked, and then he booked me and he never called for a fitting or anything like that. So I remember like getting to the show and basically I'm wearing nothing. You know, I'm wearing a skirt and the other outfit is like something, I'm basically naked, right? And I'm just like, oh my God, I started crying and I can't really speak English at that time, you know, as good as to like really explain what was happening. And then the makeup artist saw me crying and she said, Gisele, don't worry, I'm gonna paint something. So I remember she painted with paint like a shirt on me so I didn't feel like I was completely exposed, although I was, but for my imagination. At least I felt a little bit protected, you know? And I think from that show on, a lot of things changed because, you know, there was a part of me who wanted to run away. I was like, I cannot do this. But there was a part of me like, this is the only shot I have because, you know, I did 40 castings and this is the only show that I'm doing, so I have to do it.
It's the only offer I had, I'll take it.
Com 14 anos, eu tive uma oportunidade de ter uma profissão que era de ser modelo. Eu não entendia nada sobre como ser modelo, mas eu sabia que se eu trabalhasse duro, se eu tivesse foco, persistência, um dia ia acontecer, né? Então você vai pelos altos, pelos baixos, né? Acho que a gente aprende muito errando também. Eu acho que isso faz parte, né? Não é como você falou. Sorry, you don't speak Portuguese, huh?
Getting the gist, yeah.
So maybe I'll speak in English because he's just looking at me like, yeah, I understand. That's very rude. Okay. So I'm just saying how I started, you know, like what happened. And I just believe in hard work. I believe in being an honest person. I believe in being humble. I believe in having integrity. I think if you have those things, you know, ultimately you're going to get there, you know, and I had the opportunity and
it was the only job I felt I could do at 14. And I say, so let me try it, you know, and I just work very focused, very determined, you know. I would not take no for an answer, and I just kept going. And I moved to the United States at 16 years old, and even though I had a lot of no's, you know, more than yeses actually at the time, anytime I got a yes, I was like, I'm gonna hold on to that one yes, even though it was 50 no's, I got one yes, you know. So I would just focus on the one positive, and I think I'm a big, you know, optimist as well. And I always believed that, you know, I wasn't going to come back home empty-handed. You know, I felt like if I held long enough and if I, you know, and I never was the prettiest. You know, I'm in a job that it's about, you know, like physical appearance and stuff like that. And by no means, you know, I've always felt like, how does people even want to work with me? But I felt like the reason why is because every time I went to work, I was so happy to be there that I would just do I would work 100, I would give 150%, and people couldn't help but being happy to be around me because I was just so happy, you know, to have the opportunity. And I think after a while, people are like, I'm gonna work with this girl. She's always happy, and makes, you know, like talking about good people. Like everybody was like, I'd rather have her here than a girl who's coming here who's infinitely more beautiful, but is not in such a happy mood, and is not willing to work hard, you know. So I believe in working hard. I believe, you know, you don't get things in life. I think our society today is a lot of it is very much like, you know, I just want to have success, but I don't want to work for it. And I feel like I don't know how you get success if you don't work for it. You know, I don't know any other way. So I just kept working and focusing on looking ahead and focusing what more can I do? What's the next step? You know. And then one day I look back and I say, well, I feel pretty good in where I got in this profession. I'm 35 years old right now, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity. And I feel like, I mean, you know, my father always says, you know, he's a sociologist, and he says to me, you know, we have cycles of 7. So it's funny because when I was 14, I started modeling. At 35, I'm closing this chapter of my life. It's been 3 cycles of 7. And I'm looking forward to what's the next challenge, because I believe that, you know, in this we are here to learn, you know. I think I always want to learn. I always want to grow. I always want to challenge myself. I feel like if I'm uncomfortable, I'm learning. If I'm comfortable, I'm not. So I always want to feel like a little bit like I don't know what I'm doing. So, because then I feel like then I'm growing.
If I'm too comfortable, I'm not expanding, I'm not challenging myself enough. So I'm constantly like looking for things that would challenge me, that would kind of take me out of my comfort zone so I can grow. Because I think that's, you know, it's like, think of a seed, you know, it's not comfortable to grow, you know, like he's got to burst out of that hard shell and then go through the earth and then fight her way through to get to surface, you know. It's like our birth, you know, we come to it's life, you know. It's like we have to overcome the challenges so we can be born, you know, come in the other side, you know, stronger. And there's certain things you just have to live through to kind of know that it's not gonna kill you, you know what I mean? If it doesn't kill you, the chances are it can make you stronger. Life is such a gift, and I feel like everything is a positive as long as we're learning from it. We are all special and unique, and we are all here because we are one, and by each of us contributing to whatever gift that it is that we have, you know, if we can have an open heart and just be ready for it and thankful and grateful for it, whatever it is, and just make the best of whatever it is, I think life can be pretty fantastic.
What advice do you have for young models today?
Believe in yourself, but be ready for a fair amount of rejection.
What's the biggest lesson that modeling has taught you?
To never compare yourself to anyone. We're all unique.
Now, have you ever found yourself doing that, though? What's the most important life lesson for someone to learn?
Always treat others the way you like to be treated.
And what would you like to be remembered for, Gisele?
Someone who had a positive impact in the world.
And why does that matter to you?
Because, you know, it matters to me to leave something positive behind.
Okay, now, to end this interview, I was wondering if you could take this guitar that I see right next to you.
Sure.
And sing me a song as I see my way out.
All right, so
All
let's
right.
see this.
Let's do it, Gisele.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you for stopping by. Goodbye.
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 Thank you for stopping by.